What up, folks? I'm ultrazillatoys, and today I have a review of the Transformers Studio Series Transformers the Movie Constructicon Devastator. That's right, my zillions. I'm just looking at some directions to start out. But finally, we are going to be able to combine our Constructicons into Devastator. We've been reviewing them for months. We just finished reviewing Long Haul and Hook. And now we got the full directions here for Devastator. That's right. This is pretty awesome. I'm really looking forward to checking this guy out. I have high hopes for this guy. I'm a huge Devastator fan, so we'll see how good it turned out and how, how much it'll fare on my best of the year, because, the big characters for me always do very, very well. So, big meaning, in my fandom, not like, stature, because Devastator's a big guy. But just in my fandom, you know what I'm saying? So, I always love Devastator, so we'll see. But this is very cool, so without any further ado, let's get to the review. And here are our Constructicons all together in their alt modes and truck modes here. And there's something about the construction of vehicles that just make me feel like a little kid. You know what I'm saying? Those are the first toys you play with, construction vehicles. And maybe that's why, the Constructicons were always, a favorite, when I was a kid, right? Just kind of, I grew up, loving this type of stuff, and, then you add that they turned into robots, and then they combined. But anywho, please do check out all the individual reviews. Of course, again, Long Haul and Hook came together, but the rest are all up there. So there's 5 separate reviews out there. And now we are going to get all of these guys set for a combination, and then we're going to merge and form Devastator.
Our computer is picking up a strange signal. Here, sir, you better take a look at
Devastator all combined, and boy, that was annoying. And let me tell you, I was planning to stop, and then, like, you know, after I transformed all the pieces and combine them normally, but it was a big pain in the butt. Like, I struggled like you wouldn't believe, so you didn't need to see it. Here is the full piece, though, finally. And I don't know, like, there's parts of me that's kind of disappointed in it. I do think it's cool looking when you just look at it like this. It looks really good. It's got massive junk in the trunk. Not very Devastator-like in the cartoon, but what are you going to do? Now, I have stored all of the guns. I put them back here. Like, these are supposed to kind of go on the sides of the arms, but I didn't like how that looked. So, you know, I don't want to lose them, so I did want to store them somewhere. So you got, you know, 4 guns there, and then an additional one up here next to the hook up there. And then the final one actually is down here, which acts as like a toe. So that's kind of cool. That one's kind of functional. And he needs it because I feel like there's a little bit of like a standing issue. This kind of dislodges, I think, a little bit too easy. And even this part up here dislodges a little bit too easy for my taste. And that's annoying. Another thing I did here is I didn't follow the directions. I hated the directions. The directions has the foot here, the heel spur, with the hands out completely. And then this like this. How ugly is that? And it doesn't offer that much more than just having it look decent. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? These need to be down further. I don't know. These just kind of hang out back here. I hate that too. Yeah, the back is just okay. I don't know if this was supposed to go out or in somewhere, but it's just kind of hanging out back there. Whatever, junk in the trunk, a lot of junk in the trunk. Another problem was just getting everything to kind of stay together, because you put one thing in and something else pops out. This back part, like, especially, was just a big pain in the butt, as well as the chest piece. That was a big pain, because, like, you put on one side and, like, the middle pops out a little bit. I don't know. It's kind of annoying. I do feel like it's kind of low, too. I know, I think, like, some folks have had that problem already. Just, like, it's not a problem. Like, it's just, I don't know. I don't know. Like, you do look at Devastator, and it is kind of low on him officially. Like, but I feel like a little higher would look cooler. Like, I don't know. This chest piece just feels like it should be, like, up here. I know it's not like that, but I feel like it should be. You know what I'm saying? Another issue, and I touched upon this during Scrapper's review, but now it's even worse because this gun is very loose in either hand. And you know why? Because they did this. And in Scrapper's review, because Scrapper came with these, and I didn't really think about it, but I think the added plastic of this made it a Voyager class. I don't know. this is just absolutely ridiculous that, like, this handle is so small. And now we're having an issue because it's not staying at all. Like, there's no other way to do it. You know, like, that is bananas. I hate it. I don't know why they did it like that. Why bother having articulated fingers if the character can't hold a gun? You know, like, it's so stupid. Like, it's stupid, Hasbro. It's absolutely stupid, and you need to stop doing this. I've said it, you know, since the Commander Class Optimus review. This trend of doing this is dumb, and it sucks. I don't know if you're being pressured to create even, you know, more things that look less like guns, but it's not working out. It's not working out. And I didn't have to spend all this money putting together a Devastator for him to have just an absolutely non-functional weapon. So I'm very pissed off about that. Like, very, very pissed off. Yeah. That's, like, ridiculous. I mean, I hope I could get, like, I don't really need too much upgrading for this guy. A little bit, I guess. But I shouldn't have to. Yeah, this is a big disappointment. And it's a little small, in my opinion. So, luckily, Devastator is more of, like, you know, a fighter. Without the gun. But, man, that's a big bummer, in my opinion. Let's just do articulation, because I'm getting annoyed. The head swivels. You could also move his face up and down, which is very weird and interesting. We do have a waist. It kind of stops right there. I think if you disengage stuff, you get more, but I'm not going to do that. This little gun fell off. We don't need it right now. These shoulders come out. They go up and down. The elbows do like that. You have a swivel at the bicep there, swivel at the hand, and it opens and closes for absolutely no reason because he's not holding anything properly. Yeah, now at least we have, well, we have better legs. First, they go outwards. The nice thing is the ratchet's going forwards and back, but you do get hindered a little bit back there. You have a swivel at the thigh. You have ratcheted knee. Very nice. And you even have ratcheted ankle tilt. But of course, you know, the more you do stuff, the more you disengage stuff. That's the nature of combiners, right? That said, it does look really good, you know, overall. And I do think it moves pretty well. So, you know, it strikes a nice silhouette for sure. It's a nice, like, nicely shaped Devastator. Looks pretty good. There's definitely parts of it that do feel like, you know, the, like, 86 movie here, you know, so that's good, you know, and obviously more detailed because that wasn't really detailed. But I think it does look really good. Like, there's no doubt about it. Like, even with this a little bit lower, I think overall, you know, looking at it from the front is pretty good. Again, you got all this craziness back here, and I don't love it. Like, I want to disengage all of this stuff somehow and get it off. So I'll be looking to see what... you know what? I know DNA has announced a lot of different upgrade kits for all the, you know, individual parts. I got to look into it, because I haven't, you know, honestly. But we'll see. We'll see. Like, I think it looks good. You know, like, this is what Devastator looks like. He's got the feet like that. Like, it's just, I mean, it's just like a Megazord or whatever, you know. The feet are always going to be an animal or, you know, a truck or whatever. You know, that's just how it goes. And I think they look pretty good. I did see some complaints about, like, this being uneven somehow. I think it's, like, maybe where these are, but it's actually not that bad. Like, if you put them together, there's, like, slightly... I don't know. Actually, I think they're pretty good. I don't know what people are complaining about, but whatever. it's not a big deal. This guy has other bigger deals, in my opinion. But the legs look pretty good overall. You know, the Krajiji piece looks pretty good. And just to mention it, like, it wasn't in the opening, but there's the piece here in the middle that forms the legs and stuff. That's kind of like that little trailer that comes with long haul. So just to mention it here. Yeah, this middle piece, Krajiji section, as we like to call it here. Yeah, that's what that is. And it works. It works pretty fine. Like, you know, this is a nice piece. Wish it was slightly higher, but it's a nice piece. I do like the arms. I think they look pretty good. The lower arms. The hand looks pretty good, despite it not being able to hold stuff. Didn't, like, Devastator usually have this, like, out like that? Am I wrong there? Am I going crazy? Yeah, this foot keeps kind of popping. I don't dig that. You know, that's a bit of a nuisance. But, man, yeah. That stuff annoys me, but I get it, you know? It's a combiner. It combined. It's not a full-on just figure. We haven't had one of those in a while, and yeah, still my favorite Devastator is one of those. I'm sure we'll look at it in size comparisons shortly. But all of this is kind of cool. These locking onto this is pretty decent. You know, sometimes this whole piece moves with this, and I do like that too, because it's kind of like, you know, more chunky arms then. But the arms are pretty good nonetheless. I think they work pretty decently. You know, you have all of this up here, the hook and stuff, and you know, this part. So it's all right. I mean, it is what it is. It's a combiner. But, you know, Devastator's always been an awesome combiner, in my opinion. And then you have this head sculpt. I'm going to split his legs a little bit just to bring him closer. And the head sculpt is really, really good. That's perfect, in my opinion, as far as Devastator goes. It looks really, really good. Part of me, you know, wishes they gave us an alternate head here as well. I do believe upgrade kits are going to fix that, because Devastator has a couple of different looks, so it would have been cool to be able to do it. I like this look, but, you know, just saying. Otherwise, it's a really good face. Head is pretty good. The only problem is it's a really skinny head. Yeah. And I don't know how I feel about that. Like, it's weird. But it looks good from the front. And that's the thing, right? Like, I think Devastator from the front looks pretty good. And I do think the articulation's pretty decent for this big guy. But at the same time, you know, you move him around a little bit, and I don't know. He's got some crazy quirks, for sure. But yeah, you can get him in poses. You know, like, you gotta finagle it, but he's got, you know, the articulation for the poses. And again, you could open stuff up and move him around a little bit, and, you know, that kind of works. Like, he's ready to punch someone out there, you know? Like, it's not bad. That's not bad. It looks a little weird, but I don't know. I'm like sort of on the fence about how I feel about this. It's really good, and I feel like it could be even better. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm going to keep it at that. And for your size comparisons, first up, here is Devastator with a Megatron. I think that works pretty decently, actually. Here's Devastator with a couple of the Dinobots, and I think that works really nicely, too. Here he is with the Combiner Wars Devastator. What? It's smaller? This is the undersized knockoff of that. That's the only one I ever got. Yeah, I mean, like, I like that one. It's it was very good for the price. It is falling apart a little bit on me right now. And I couldn't remember exactly how to attach everything, so it's all right. He's still the height he needs to be. But yeah, like, I feel like even this is a little higher, but maybe it's not. I don't know. Yeah, it is a little higher. It goes all the way up to these things. See? And I love the colors on that one. This is, you know, more animation alike, but still, you get it. This one has some cool things going on. By the way, that fake Combiner Wars Devastator, that gun fits in his hand better than his own. Check that out. Yeah. I mean, this one not only has the little section there to put in the fist, but it also has a nice handle. So you get both. You get a little security, which perfectly goes in. If you can find it. If you can find it. There we go. Goes in. And then you can secure it by tightening the hand. Yeah. Aw. Trust me, it works. It works better. That's like really all you needed, Hasbro. Give us both. Yeah. And they're the same size. Same length. So, I don't know. That one's very, very nice. Might have to keep that one. Might be a keeper, guys. Might be a keeper. And last but not least, the greatest Devastator toy of all time, in my opinion. The before and after Engineer General. This thing is perfect as far as animation goes. Like, look at this guy. Yeah, this is how it should be. So, you know, he's a little smaller too, but that's and it's super articulated. So good. So did I ever review this on the channel? I don't think I have. Maybe I should. I don't know. But maybe I did do it. I don't remember. I'll have to check. But man, yeah, this again, so good. So I'm gonna give us another one like this, and I'll be happy. And my final thoughts, well, it's a mixed bag, and that's a little bit disappointing to say, I gotta be honest. Like, you know, I expected this to be like a top 10 of the year, top 5 even. And now I'm not even 100% sure if it'll crack the top 25. So, I mean, it's got a chance to win me over as the year goes on, and we're in September already, so we'll get to it. There are things I do like about this. There's things, obviously, I don't like about this. I feel like this could be, you know, higher. The junk in the trunk is a bit too much. The head sculpt, which is nice, is like a little weird. I mean, Devastator usually has a skinny head, but that's just a bit ridiculous. You know, otherwise, like, looks-wise, I think it's really nice. It has a nice silhouette. It looks like Devastator. It's got that, like, G1, like, look, but it's got, like, a modern feel to it, too. So that's kind of cool, you know, depending on how you feel. Like, if you want, like, full, you know, G1 cartoon, you know, that other one that I just showed you is perfect. This one is a Transformer, you know? The combo, never like it. Like, I never like how the engineering goes on the Devastators. I wish somebody would, like, make one a little bit easier, a little bit simpler, that comes together, like, more solidly. It's pretty solid, like, but, like, there's things like that get untabbed here and there, like, you know, when you're doing stuff. And especially, like, here at the leg, like, that's a little bit of a bother because, you know, stability and stuff. But overall, it's pretty good. I think the articulation is pretty decent for a Combiner, and, like, you can pose pretty well, you know, despite some quirks in that, too. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, mixed bag here, you know, like, again, the worst thing for me, almost, is the gun. Like, Hasbro, you really gotta stop this, you know. It's not good. It's not good. Then, like, it doesn't fit his hand good. It, like, slides around, and it's just like, you know, like, this is expensive. Like, why are you cheaping out on this? Like, this is important. Like, and, you know, since you started this trend, I've been, you know, nothing but against it, and I'm gonna continue that because this is no good. Not a good idea. I think it, like, diminishes the quality of the toy and the enjoyment of the toy for folks. So, at least for me, it does. Like, these are terrible. Like, it doesn't even look like, you know, like a laser rifle, so... Yeah, you know, it is what it is. There is good stuff here, there's obvious bad stuff, but there you go. That's my review. Hope you dug it. Let me know your thoughts down below, and if you're new to the channel, what you gotta sub yourself for daily content, and let me help you diversify your collection. Until next time, peace out, peeps.